2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Boston Celtics in Boston. Well, for Boston, no question, they've got this game penciled in as a win, but they still have to go out and make plays. They'll look to grab an early lead and get this one over with early. And tonight, Shaq, we're going to see Gordon Hayward, one of the most versatile, talented swingmen in the league.
First, Ernie, let's give this guy a hand clap.
All right.
A hand clap?
Yes.
How about a round of applause?
Yes,
A round of applause. There you go.
You know, great to see him back in action. Takes a lot of courage to overcome that kind of injury.
Yes, he's tireless worker, and I love his game. He makes improvements to his game every single year, so this will be a lot of fun.
And now it's time for tip-off. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan with the call.
It's the home of the Celtics here in Boston as 2K Sports brings you today's action live. Well, what better way to spend a Monday night than with the 2K Sports team and the NBA? Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge. And tonight, joining us here courtside, 15-time All-Star Kevin Garnett. Kevin, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you, man?
You look like you could play right now.
I can. Probably not 30 minutes, but I can get out there and do a little something.
Yeah. Your mind says yes, and maybe the body says
the body's like, what are we doing out here? What? That's a whole nother thing.
Look at New Orleans facing off here against a very talented ball club, guys. This is a tremendous chance for them to put all their skill and talent on display.
And I think for New Orleans, they've pressed all the wrong buttons this season. It's been a series of one failed move after another, on and off the court.
Well, sometimes you earn your spot in the standings, and they've done that this year. There looked to be so much promise, so much talent on this team coming into the year. It's just baffling that all of those things went south for them.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, you remember that Anthony Davis had a growth spurt in high school that took him from a 6'2" guard to a 6'10" big man. Now, he remembered telling his mother, I can't fit in my bed, I can't fit in my shoes, I can't fit in these jeans you brought me. And her saying, I just bought those 3 weeks ago. Kevin?
It's all paid off in the long run, though. Thanks, D.A. Kevin, you did the unusual. Your senior year in high school, you transferred not just to another city, but to another state where you were named the high school player of the year across the country. Tell us a bit about the importance of that personally and playing-wise to you.
Well, you know, going to a new place, I wanted to establish myself in a big city like Chicago, coming from a small place like South Carolina. It was a shock at first. And what I mean by shock, I just never estimated that many good players being in one central area. Chicago has tons of talent that's unheard of. And all I want to do is just have a presence there. And it was a bit of a task, but, you know, slowly but surely I gave myself short goals. You know, to be number one is always a goal of mine, but more importantly, to be established, for everybody to know that, you know, this is Kevin Garnett. This is who he is. This is what he's about. And, you know, I used to wear that on my shoulder. I've always took a lot of pride in myself and how I prepare. And I wanted everybody to know in the city of Chicago that I was there.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Payton and Holiday are together in the backcourt. Down low, it's Randall and Davis. And it's Johnson in at the small forward. The Celtics shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Tatum.
And it's about the versatility that Tatum offers, particularly offensively. He can guard and play multiple positions on the floor.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Well, they depend on him to score, and that doesn't mean just from the field. Sometimes it comes from the charity stripe.
Here's Irving. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Irving's got 5 now.
Well, great to see Kyrie Irving getting after it on the defensive end, showing how quick those hands could be, not with the ball handling, but knocking the ball away.
Shot from 12. Randall grabs the board. New Orleans with the ball. 7-point differential. Their last encounter was in New Orleans.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, those turnovers were inexcusable. So many of their possessions ended with them giving the ball away. It's one thing to make passes, but you need to pass to your own team, not the other one.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And KG, you've talked about the players who influenced you. It must help to have that inspiration from other great players.
So I look at trying to find
a compass or a roadmap
something. And Chris Webber right away. As soon as I saw high school footage of him, I saw a tape of him and Big Dog playing each other in a dark gym in Chicago, and they were just dunking on each other. And it was this classic tape. No, this is a real story. And I resonated with Webber ever since. And, you know, he didn't really shoot a lot of jumpers. He was through. He was powerful. And I mixed it, you know, obviously took pieces of that. And they were able to, you know, obviously put it into my own game. But he was my inspiration.
That's a great story.
Now, I see Webb knows that. I told him that when I first met Webb, I was starstruck. Him and Michael Jordan and Shaq a little bit, right? Because Shaq is like, holy,
he's like that house you were talking
inside the
about.
house. Go home, look inside the house. It's like looking at Shaq, right? Shout out to Diesel, right? But seriously, I was starstruck, and I was like, holy snap. And then, you know, he scored, and I had to really come out of that really fast. And after that, I think the very next year, I blocked the shot and said something. He was like, oh, we talking? Yeah. But since then, we've always had an understanding. We've always went in each other's neck, and we understood what it was. But, yeah, Chris Webber was a huge inspiration to my progression.
Love that stuff.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
The Pelicans shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. And it's Irving with the ball for the Celtics. They lead by 7. Pass to Tatum. Here's Horford. And it's Boston with another.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pelicans trail by 9. Ball's knocked loose. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. He's been on fire lately. Let's take a look at your Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Kyrie Irving.
And the way that he has been able to kind of create something out of nothing for his teammates has been remarkable. Fantastic and timely passing combined with his vision is something that all players should aspire to have.
And KG, as many points as you scored in your career, how much pride did you take in your defensive play?
You know, I like to think that it's respected. You know, I didn't play. I like to think that when I got to Boston, I made more of a added effort to play defense. You know, in Minnesota, I had such a responsibility on the offensive side that you don't ever save yourself. You don't save yourself in anything. But I would have to find ways of when I come out of the game. You know, immediate ice stuff. You know, stuff that I could use to try to get any type of rest. I know Flip was going to use me in 2 or 3 minute segments, so I would probably have 3 to 4 minutes of rest and then have to get right back out. But when I got to Boston, obviously, we had a deeper team, a better team, and Doc Rivers did a great job, I felt like, of listening to me. I was listening to my body, but more importantly, we have offensive scores. I wanted to be more of the head of our defense. I wanted to be the one to be talking. Rondo and I had an immediate chemistry with that. It was something that it was natural between the two of us. And I think everybody else followed. Tibbs threw some schemes on top of some of the stuff that we was able to bring. Doc was open to some of the different ideas, scheme-wise, and the rest is history. Next thing you know, Cleveland is running out stuff. LeBron goes to Miami. Now Miami's running out stuff. Right. Next thing you know, Miami beats us with our stuff. It's evolution. Right. It's evolution. It's evolution, man. If I sit here and go through it and you sit back and go and watch it, you're like, holy snap. Wow, it's the same look. They're bringing the guy over, post up. Yeah, so, you know, shout to everybody and us innovating and bringing that defense, and shout to Tibbs. Right.
And he makes the first. Boston making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Morris. Hayward comes in for Tatum. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Jaylen Brown. And then for New Orleans, Darius Miller, he's checked in for Stanley Johnson. Etuan Moore comes in for Drew Holiday. And Ian Clark subbed in for Peyton. So Horford gets 2. Pelicans trail by 9. Moore finds Randall. And Kevin, your time with the Celtics, you had the big 3. Big 4, even when you consider Rajon Rondo. There had to be a leader. I know you guys all deferred to Paul because he was there.
Yeah. But this is the thing about it, though. We all shared in different types of leadership. Paul Pierce was a great leader in all that, what you possess. I was more vocal and more energetic. Ray was more wise and more of wording and understanding of concept and what we were all there for, and constant reminding, you know, not to say that you didn't have some young ones buck back or whatever. It's part of it. In that whole thing, we're all learning something. We're all adjoining. We're all syncing each other, good and bad. We're learning how to talk through things. Things that, you know what, you use in your everyday life. Things that we use in our locker room, we were able to take out of our own and use in our everyday life and communicate better and not be frustrated and let you go and hear your point and then hear it from your side. A lot of good points in what we did, man. Seriously, seriously.
Life things, too.
True growth. True growth when you really think about it, you know? True growth.
Amazing. Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Daniel Tice comes in for Al Horford. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. And a change for the Pelicans. Diallo's checked in.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Smart kicks to Baines. Rozier looking around. In the corner, Smart with it. 6 to shoot. From the arc. Anthony Davis grabs the miss. Pelicans trail by 9. Here's Moore. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And let's take a look now. Anthony Davis's numbers the past month has been surreal. He's putting up 29 points a game, 14 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy, all elements right now working together, and the game is coming so easy right now.
And he makes the first.
Moore, as an efficient scorer out here, plays well within himself on the offensive end.
Okafor is checked in for New Orleans. And so Moore nails both of them. And the type of leader you are, Kevin, the idea of coaching must have crossed your mind at some time. Am I right or not?
Oh, no. Listen, I like to think.
Too much?
You know what? You have to have a certain patience with coaching. I like to think of myself as a teacher. I like to think of myself as being able to articulate certain things about the game, having a high IQ, being able to translate that from, you know, how I'm thinking to showing you. Those are the things that enthusiastic about, you know, some stuff I want to show about. I don't have any enthusiasm about being out here, X's and O's, drawing up a play. That, man, being a coach is a huge responsibility.
And if they couldn't match your intensity, I'm sure that would frustrate as a coach, right?
You have to understand that not matching my intensity, but getting a goal done. You know, how you go about something is your way. As long as we're here to reach the same goal.
Yes.
You know, I can't tell you how hard to do something. But I will hope that you would do it hard enough to where it was preventative, or however hard it took to reach the goal. And, you know, I've always said that if I'm able to teach someone and get them to work with me, I would hope that they would put some velocity in it in the hopes in which I win at it. That's the only way you got to go at it.
Well said. That's good from Rozier. Pelicans trail by 10. Passes it to Okafor. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Aaron Baines. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Miller inside, defended by Hayward, and it's in there. Here's Smart. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Hayward. Over to the wing. Here's Rozier. Here's Baines. Nice ball movement by Boston. Smart misses. Pelicans trail by 8.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
Pelicans shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good for Miller. Here's Rozier. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Kicks it to Baines. Rozier with the ball. Here's the three. Connects from three-point range. Rozier's got 6. Kevin, your drive and attention to detail were phenomenal. How do you deal with rookies who were largely uninformed? They were maybe not as receptive to the attention to detail that the elite like you pursued.
Well, one of the things I would do if I saw a guy who wasn't as keen to detail as I was, I would pull him to the side. I would show him, you know, some of the things I would see. I would get, you know, some dialogue with him and what he was seeing, and then try to get him to see what I was seeing as far as the point I was making. And then, you know, challenge him a little bit to be a little more present within certain things and then apply it. I don't believe in shouting. I don't believe in embarrassing someone. I like to always, you know, grab some of the young guys because the young guys don't have all the confidence yet. So I'm trying to build confidence with the young guys.
Good point.
So
Good
when,
point.
you know, when you get them one-on-one, you're able to, you know, have an intimate conversation and then you have full, you know, they're engaged. They're talking to you.
Yes.
And that's what you want. So, you know, with that, I've always found it better to go one-on-one to the side and to find it to be a lot more efficient.
And the Celtics with possession here. The Pelicans make their last shot to the left wing. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That'll be his second foul of the game. So the Celtics call timeout, their first. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Take a look at the Warriors. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, there's the Pelicans, just way behind.
And I think for New Orleans, they weren't part of the discussion of teams on the rise as we came into the year. And now, quite frankly, we know why. If anything, they've taken a step back.
There's still some chances to find some positives as the season comes to an end. Even if it's not a playoff spot, just some kind of forward momentum heading into the offseason.
Pelicans trail by 8. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Puts it up off the inbound. Miller, no up.
I don't know what happened there. That was an easy 2 points that he just threw away.
Smart passes to Tice. He can't hit that time. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. And Kevin, looking back at all the discussion and interviews over the years, you make a lot of analogies to food. Are you a foodie at heart?
Oh, my God. Kev, I am not a foodie.
Really?
Kev, I eat to live.
Well, you know about it.
You know, I eat to live, but I don't want to fool you. I eat to live. Listen, sometimes I forget to eat. Is that bad? Is that bad?
Well, as hard as you work, there's probably a lot on your mind.
Man,
I can get that.
Listen, I like to, a big plate of food scares me. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to keep going on that analogy. You know, a bunch of food no, I don't want to keep going on that one. Just know that I'm not a foodie. But when I explain things, I like to articulate things where people can understand it. So I use food right away.
Good way to connect the dots.
A little bit.
Yeah,
you know, parallels in life and food are very similar, man.
Good. And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good. So it's the Pelicans now. They trail by 6. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
Now here's Okafor. And Baines pulls it down.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Here's Clark. He had 13 points in the win against Detroit. He kicks to Okafor. 1:46 left to play in the first. New Orleans moving it around. With the fadeaway. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, for both teams, we're seeing great synergy on offense, but some lackluster defense.
Now, here's Rozier. He's got 8. Here's Baines. It's Clark with the rebound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Doesn't get it to drop for him.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. For New Orleans, they have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. And that one falls for Clark. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. And then for New Orleans, Julius Randle's checked in for Shaq Diallo. Stanley Johnson comes in for Darius Miller. And it's Holiday in for Moore. And so Clark nails both of them. There's a minute left here in the first quarter. Now, here is Irving. Tight defense on him. To the inside. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
46 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Clark. He's covered by Irving. Clark finds Randall. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Irving up top. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. Pelicans trail by 4. Here's Clark. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum. Right side Davis. 2 on the clock. The shot from the low post is good. Now just a 2-point Celtic lead.
Love the aggressiveness from AD there. Not a lot of hesitation and good at finding a shot there on the inside.
And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Celtics lead by 2. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Al Horford was born in the Dominican Republic, and he talked about why he gravitated towards basketball instead of baseball.
Coming from a place where, baseball is what's driven to us every time. I mean, I started playing baseball. I didn't play basketball. I started playing baseball, and, just watching my dad play basketball, I just fell in love with the game. And people were still telling me, they're like, nobody makes it out of here, usually out of basketball. I mean, your dad was a very rare case, and I just believed in it.
Yep, wanted to follow in his father's footsteps.
And what a career. College championships at Florida, an all-star in the NBA. I think he made the right choice.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
Yeah, so that disruption is helping out because it's leading to some easy chances on the other end.
Down low, it's Morris and Horford. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt, and it's Tatum in at the threesome. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Here's Randall, and it's sent back by Horford.
Not in here. Just can't throw stuff up like that around Horford. He sends that one right back. Just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
Kevin, you talk a lot about passion, but also fundamentals. Who are some of the guys you faced that had great footwork that you admired and maybe even picked something up in terms of footwork after watching them play?
Footwork that jumps right out at me. Charles Barkley had really good footwork.
Interesting.
He was 6'4", undersized.
Yes.
He was able to use his body a lot. He was very physical. A lot of people don't know Charles Barkley had an unbelievable vertical. Yeah, Tim Duncan had really good feet also. Rasheed Wallace had really good feet work. Shaq, believe it or not, I didn't really guard a lot of Shaq, but Shaq had really good feet. You can really go through the whole catalog of guys. I'm thinking Zach Randolph because he was always opening up. Chris Bosh had really good feet.
Great names. Now here is Horford after Jaylen Brown's miss. And good that time.
Well, if big men were yachts, Al Horford is that luxury item. He could space the floor and knock shots down.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Devin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. And it's Davis missing. Celtics leading by 9. Back to Irving. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Morris. That shot off. Randall with some nice D. And stolen by Tatum. It's tipped. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Holiday. Offensive rebound, and it's sent back by Horford. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Davis. Down low. Will it go? And Randall throws it down.
Well, you risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Irving against Davis. Irving kicks to Morris. To the inside. It's taken away by Payton. Randall left side. Back to Payton. Here's Johnson. Tries again. Randall no good.
Like the tactics on defense there. Refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
Boston no good that time either.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling. Exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for Brown. Pelicans trail by 7. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Randall kicks to Holiday. Back to Randall. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Randall's got 6.
That shot was all about Holiday and his ability to see the floor and the open man.
Outside Tatum. The dish to Morris. Over Randall. Morris, no good.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
The offensive rebound. Good work there as it goes. And that's now 7 points for Johnson.
And that is one thing he does very well. His intensity on the glass helps lead to these high percentage putbacks for his team.
Irving passes to Morris. Puts it up from 12. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Tatum. And that's 11 points for Kyrie Irving.
When you make shots like that, Kevin, Kyrie is showing just how confident he is in his offensive ability.
They are just killing him on the interior.
The pass to Morris. Back to Irving. The kick out to Tatum. Nice ball movement by Boston. Just 4 to shoot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And now a glance at the 2K leaderboard with a list of the NBA's top assist men over the past 10 games. 4th, Kyrie Irving.
And those games have seen him dropping more dimes than you might have thought possible.
The Celtics have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
Shoot 2.
And he makes the first. And some changes here for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Marcus Smart comes in for Marcus Morris. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Irving. And then for New Orleans, Miller's checked in for Stanley Johnson. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Drew Holiday. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Snatched up. Randall shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
All the officials are all over that one.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
This season, the percentage right around 72%, so not the kind of success he was hoping for.
Ian Clark's checked in for Payton. Both free throws good from Randall. And here's Rozier. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. They've led by as many as 11 points. Smart on the wing. And here's Tatum for 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
Daniel Tice is checked in for the Celtics. And New Orleans also making a change. Diallo, he's checked in for Randall. No good from Moore. The Celtics have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all total. Hayward can't hit. New Orleans gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Inside. He nails it, and we're tied up. Clark's got 9 points.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Pass to Baines. Here's Tice. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Hayward on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Makes it off the glass.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
It's a close game here in Boston. They get a hand on it. To the inside. And Moore kicks to Diallo. Baseline try. And it comes off the front of the rim. Boston's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Here's Baines, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against New Orleans. The Celtics have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
First one falls for. New Orleans making a switch here. Okafor's checked in. And so he makes both from the line. Pelicans trail by 4. To the paint. And Okafor slams it in.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Boston's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And here is Rozier. He's got 8. Down low, Baines. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Baines has got 6 points.
I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
Moore outside. Stolen by Smart. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
A moment now to see the numbers for Marcus Smart. He's putting up about 8 points a game, just over 2 steals and 3 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
That's good from Rozier. Frank Jackson, he's checked in for New Orleans. Both good from the line that time. Here's Jackson. That's tipped. Again, New Orleans turns it over. And a look now at the Boston Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards. Then on Friday, the Atlanta Hawks coming to town. That will tip off a homestand for them.
And that one against the Pistons. It's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Now here's Hayward. He picked up 24 points in their last one against the Bulls in Chicago.
And he also controlled the boards. He just seemed to be in the right position every time the ball came off the rim.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Moore against Smart. Okafor, high post. He has 5. Shot clock at 6. Pulls up. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
No good on the free throw. Celtics making a switch here. Williams is checked in. He doesn't get the second one. Boston leading by 7. Smart wide open. He fires. Again, the Celtics good for 2. So it's the Pelicans now. Rozier defending. Shot clock at 6. Rozier defending. Hits it from 3-point range.
And when the D is this non-existent, it's pretty easy for shooters. Fishing with dynamite.
Hayward outside. Fires the 3. That's good. And it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got 3 assists in the game. Pelicans trail by 9. Now Moore. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Pelicans have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. The first one falls, so it's both teams making substitutions here. And so Moore nails both of them. Celtics leading by 7. Here's Wanamaker. Pass to Ojala. Over in the corner, Rozier. 5 to shoot. It's not going to go for him. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. And it's Hill with the jam.
Yeah, you'd like to push Hill out of the lane, and he'd like to push it back in.
And here's Rozier. He brings it up for Boston. They've led by as many as 11 points. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Yeah, sometimes when you're pushing the action, you can see some great teamwork, and then all of a sudden the individuals on your team can take over. All of that here tonight.
New Orleans making a switch here. Holiday's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Pelicans trail by 8. Moore outside. To the inside. Here's Okafor. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Great patience on the block, elevating with ease and then sinking the close range shot over the top of the D.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Boston. Julius Randle's checked in for the Pelicans. And KG, I know you've got to run, but as always, you've always got a home here. Thanks for stopping by, and please come back.
Man, K-Hall, man, thank you. Thank 2K, man. I appreciate y'all bringing me through here, man. Anytime y'all need the guy, y'all let me know, man.
The best, Kevin Garnett. I'll tell you, Brent, when it comes to exuding a youthful energy, KG is one of those timeless personalities. He's so great to have him with us.
There's really nothing you could do to hold Kevin Garnett back. And I remember as a rookie, we came in the same year, Kevin. KG would be out there warming up, sweating, getting ready for a game. That didn't change over the course of 20-plus years in the NBA.
And stolen by Miller. All alone, and Miller throws it down hard.
There is no coach that does not ask his point guard to distribute the ball. Holiday did just that with that dime.
Boston's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Irving passes to Tatum. 35 seconds left in the second quarter. And just miss after miss right now.
Just doesn't seem to be shooting it with confidence, and the shots are going all over the place in this period.
The Celtics with the lead. Inside, it's stolen by Randle. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Tatum. Pass to Irving. Three-pointer, Hayward, good, and the assist goes to Irving. Hayward's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Celtics.
Well, I think Kyrie could play not only with the ball, but with the baton right now, orchestrating the offense.
With 1 on the clock, and that one released in time, but no good. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Boston on top, leading by 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Elfrid Payton. Elfrid, what's the game plan defensively in the second half?
We got to continue to stay home on shooters. They hit a lot of threes. If we cut that off, we have a good chance to win.
We'll see what happens there, EP. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me are Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Please, a hand at home for them. Clapping for yourselves. Oh. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
I love it. You know why I love it, Ernie? Because they're getting the ball inside and converting, not just sitting back behind the line shooting threes. See, that's kept the defense scrambling a little bit, unable to lock in on anything. Get it in, we'll kick it back out, then you shoot it.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Never a shortage of motion on Soldiers Field Road as we welcome you back to historic Boston. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Nice game. Great performance by Terry Rozier.
And I just love how aggressive he is. Usually tries to work for the best shot that he can.
Well, we saw that in the first half, and he's constantly on the move and slipping behind the eyes of the defense to work closer to the rim.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Pelicans trail by 4. On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Down low, it's Randall and Davis. Payton and Holiday are together in the backcourt. And it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward. And they'll keep possession. Randall with the bucket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Irving finds Horford. The Celtics working the ball around now. Clock at 6. Irving passes to Horford. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 4 assists in the game. The WNBA, the top teams make the playoffs. We know that regardless of what conference. And the early results look good, Brent. Do you ever see that happening in the NBA?
I like the chatter about it. I like the consideration about it. I love the idea of the top 16 teams making the playoffs. But then I think to myself, well, if 12 of those 16 teams are in the Western Conference, then a lot of people are going to be watching something else come playoff time. So
travel is just makes it prohibitive.
Not just the travel, Kevin, but the idea that you have these shifts. As we know, the Western Conference has dominated the NBA for at least the last decade, that there just wouldn't be much attention for the playoffs, at least throughout the country, if you did it that way.
Here's Brown, and he comes up with the deuce. Now it's a 6-point Celtic lead. For New Orleans, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And Holiday kicks to Davis. And it's sent back by Horford.
And they've only connected on 1 of 4 to start the half. Their offense is sputtering just a little bit here.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Pelicans trail by 6. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And Holiday kicks to Johnson.
They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand.
Brown, and finish off by Brown.
And really, Brown is astonishing when he takes it inside. The defense does not know what to do with him.
Poked away. Out of bounds, Pelicans ball as New Orleans keeps possession.
Yeah, a moment to check out Marcus Morris here. He's one of the standouts over the last month, averaging about 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Now here's Payton. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And Davis throws it down.
Great work by the team there to find AD. They make eye contact, and the rest of that is history.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Tatum against Johnson. Tatum passes to Horford. Kicks it to Irving. Over Payton. And it's Boston with another.
I feel like the jump ball triggered Kyrie Irving. He's been on it with tremendous effort from the beginning.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
The Pelicans a much better team last year than they've been in the past. Still have some areas to address before maybe they become a home court advantage team or a top 4 seed. But the number one thing is they've got to get some more consistency in their outside game.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at the Celtics. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, the Toronto Raptors, a game and a half out.
And when you look at Boston, a lot to live up to this season. And really, they have come through. It can be hard on a team when the expectations are that high. Trust me. But it has not bothered them one bit.
Well, as high as those expectations were, they've only gotten higher as the season has gone along. They look poised to make a serious run at the trophy come playoff time.
Here's Tatum following the score by New Orleans. It's deflected. Holiday finds Payton. Now Johnson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, the three is king right now, and spacing can be a problem for the Pelicans.
Well, the team knows they only have a handful of dead-eye shooters. They were in the bottom third for threes taken last year. They play to their strengths, which is a good thing, but in order for them to take the next step, it's got to be some dynamic play from the perimeter.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. When it comes to veteran players, Brent, on a team, what characteristics make for a good leader for a bunch of young guys under him?
We talk a lot about veteran guys on teams, Kevin, and I think one of the most important aspects to think about is that those veterans have a lot more impact if they're still part of playing minutes for a coaching staff. At some point, 4 or 5 months into a season, when an older player is telling you how to do something and only get a chance to see it during practice or him pointing it out on film when you're playing, doesn't have as much of an impact.
Doesn't resonate
right.
as much.
When a guy gets 15 minutes a night and you get to see him do those things as a young player from the bench and say, wow, everything he told me on my list, he's checked all those boxes. So having a vet that plays, much more impactful.
Good point. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Well, after some seasons that were a little tough on Drew Holiday, both on and off the floor, he certainly got back on track last year in a big way. Posted his best season and played in the most games since the All-Star year he had in Philly in 13. So the health is always a concern, but Drew Holiday stepped up and was massive in the playoffs last year for this Pelican ball club.
And the Celtics making a change here. Smart's checked in. Here's Irving. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Irving's got 6 points in the quarter.
Right now they're winning because of him. Love the shots that he's taking, and he's got the green light.
Payton kicks to Johnson. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And Brent, last season, Holiday wasn't asked to do as much playmaking, and it seemed like it allowed him to focus on his scoring.
Well, I give Drew Holiday a ton of credit, Kevin. He went from being asked to work on off-guard skills to being shifted back to the point guard because of a Rondo injury, and then later in the season had to go back to all of the things he worked on in the offseason as an off-guard. And when he did that, he shined. So a heck of a season on the mental side of things for Drew Holiday last year.
And the technical free throw is good.
#1 pick overall in the draft, coming out of Kentucky, and it just feels like Anthony Davis has had one focus on his mind, and that is to become the best player he can be. Love to see his evolution.
Johnson wide open. He fires. Can't hit the free throw line jumper. Here's Tatum. Got a piece of it. Knocked away. And stolen by Tatum. 2 points. That one goes. Tatum's got 9.
And look at the focus. I mean, Tatum's not going to allow the defense to overwhelm him. Simply keeping his eyes on the bucket there and cashing in down low.
Now here's Davis. He's got 11. Randall passes to Holiday. And it's sent back by Morris.
Well, his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Just an excellent pump fake by Horford there.
That free throw, no good.
And if there was ever a guy who was more than what his stats say, it's Al Horford. Won't have nights where he drops 50 or carries a team with his shot blocking, but you ask anyone he's played with and they'll tell you he is a perfect teammate.
Diallo, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Good on the second free throw. And the big men who compete against Horford have nothing but respect for him, Greg.
Well, it is why he's been selected as an all-star by his peers, and why guys like Embiid admire his game. I mean, Horford does all the small things on the floor you need as a big man. He's so humble. He just goes about his game and makes his team better in every facet.
And he knocks down the first one. Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for Stanley Johnson. And he makes both free throws. Boston leading by 7. Irving kicks to Horford. Payton against Smart. Now here is Horford. He's got 9. 6 on the shot clock. Picked off in midair. Outside Holiday. He dishes it to Payton. Holiday, the pass to Diallo. Shot clock at 5. Holiday finds Davis. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 4 rebounds in this game. Irving with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Morris with the bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Pelicans trail by 9. Knocked loose. Here's Smart. It's hauled in by Diallo. Diallo's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And even 3-on-3 break. And again, no good by New Orleans.
You can tell just by looking at his body language that he didn't want to take that shot, although the defense was more than willing to let him attempt it.
And here we go. Fast break. Payton's got it. And they get it back. And Davis puts it in. Now a timeout called by Boston.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Hayward comes in for Tatum. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Marcus Smart. And New Orleans also making a change. Okafor's checked in. Now here is Irving. He's got 17. He kicks to Hayward. Irving drives in. Good for the basket. Number 9. He's only missed 2 shots from the floor all night.
Well, he hasn't missed yet, guys, and the defense is scrambling for answers to stop this hot start.
Holiday with the 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Holiday's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, gorgeous outside jumper from the former UCLA Bruin. He can get hot from the 3-point line if you give him room like that.
Now, here is Morris. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And then Okafor slams it in.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful 2-hand jam. Irving with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Morris into the lane. The 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And it's Davis with the ball for New Orleans. 6-point game. Outside Holiday. The pass to Okafor. Holiday looking over the floor. Shoots. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
Just a little bit off in the first, but he's been anything but that here in the second quarter. Really impressive to see him turn it around like that.
Now, here is Irving. 19 points in the game. Here's Morris. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Alvin Gentry, one of the best offensive minds and coaches in this league. Remember, just in the recent past about his time in Phoenix and then in Golden State, now as the head coach of the Pelicans, and he's done a great job just speeding up this team, pushing the ball, and trying to find ways to put up points.
And for the Pelicans, it took some time before they could implement Gentry's vision.
Well, now it's in place. It felt like a long time to get there, and he ended up making the playoffs and pushing it to the second round. And Alvin Gentry is a big reason why the Pelicans are one of the most exciting teams right now to watch in the NBA.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like a Greg for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose. Irving kicks to Morris. A three-pointer off the mark.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass, and a contested three is not your objective. One more, maybe.
Now, here is Morris. 7 points in the game.
And when he's this close, he's got to make it. The defense was pretty good, but just shouldn't miss that.
And here's Moore outside. And the three ball is good. Moore's got 7 points in the game.
Each one more doesn't get a lot of open touches, but when he does, he's got to be prepared to shoot. So lets that one go quickly.
Irving against Okafor. Irving passes to Morris. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one is on Holiday. Free throw good for Morris.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Markeith, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for Terry Rozier. And New Orleans also making a change. Johnson, he's checked in for Jacques Diallo. And Morris drops them both.
Looking comfortable there from the line. Knows he needs to come through for his team at the charity stripe.
And Holiday kicks to Johnson. We've got 1:55 left to play here in the third. Shoots from the elbow. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. 12 points for Jahlil Okafor.
Yeah, he plays with a bit of a sixth sense around the offensive glass. Perfect position for the easy tip-in.
Back to Irving. Hayward on the wing. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Yeah, put some students in the classroom because that's exactly how you move the ball. Kyrie terrific at spotting the open man, and then you got to get it to him.
Now here's Johnson. He's got 8. That one goes in. Holiday's got 9 points here in the second half.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
Irving against Holiday. Hayward right side. Brown outside. The rebound by Johnson.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising. It's such a tight game.
He's got free throw attempts number 4 and 5 here.
And this season, he's maintained very good form at the line, shooting at about an 83% clip.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Tatum, he's checked in for Morris. And Smart subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Randall's checked in for New Orleans. So we can't get either to fall.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now. A bit out of rhythm.
Count that bucket. Brown's got 11 points.
Right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Johnson outside. Back to Holiday. And Boston with the rebound. Baines has got his 4th rebound in this one. Deflects the pass. Okafor with the steal. To the middle. Here's Randall. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. That's on Jaylen Brown.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
Yeah, he picked up the ball clean. He has a sneaky court awareness that you have to be careful around. That time results in the steal.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for Boston. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. We come back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Boston's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the floor for Boston. Filling out the wings, it's Brown and Hayward. Aaron Baines out there with Tatum, and it's Smart in at the 1.
And the skills of Brown, not just a super athlete, but a tremendous floor general as well.
And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's foul number 2 for him. Al Horford, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Randall against Tatum. Randall dishes to Moore. Payton right side. Shot clock at 6. Fires for 3. The shot comes out. Good work defensively by Horford. Celtics leading by 4 to the left side wing. Payton against Smart. Over in the corner, Brown. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
One made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Payton drives in. Moore outside. Randall finds Okafor. Over Horford. And the shot falls short this time.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
4th quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And seeing Gordon Hayward out there, you have to be glad that he was able to recover the way he has from that devastating injury on opening night last season.
And I remember your call of the moment, Kevin. The whole NBA world just was shocked on that opening night. As bad as it looked, it seemed to be clean enough to where Hayward won't have any lasting issues with it. The rehab obviously wasn't easy, and I'm sure Hayward is just thankful that he's been able to come back completely from that injury.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Alvin Gentry told his team during the break. He told them that they're getting it done in the paint. He said, they can't guard us inside, guys. Keep taking it to them. Pound it down low. See if they keep it up, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. And taken away by Johnson. Payton drives in. Here's Okafor. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton.
Interior D lacking, and it couldn't be at a worse time giving up that easy one.
Well, just an incredibly slow rotation. That is someone's responsibility and something they're going to need to discuss.
To the middle. Here's Tatum. It's good. Tatum's got 6 in the quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pelicans trail by 6. Here's Moore. And it's in there.
Well, that's speed shown from E'Twaun Moore. Good handles, and he glides right through the defense.
And it's Smart with the ball for the Boston Celtics. They've led by as many as 11 points. Outside Tatum. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
It's just what the doctor ordered here. Boy, have they needed him here in the fourth.
Randall left side. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Leaps for it. 6 on the shot clock. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. And the Celtics making a change here. Irving's checked in. And New Orleans also making a change. Davis is checked in for Jahlil Okafor. Celtics leading by 6. Irving passes to Horford. Back to Irving. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Irving's got 21 in the game.
Kyrie not backing away from the contact there. In fact, welcoming that one tricked you into it.
For New Orleans, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Down low, here's Randall. Over Tatum. He hits it from 9. And that's now 19 points for Julius Randle.
And as much offense as we saw earlier, I mean, we're seeing even more of it here now late in the game.
What is this, February? Feels like an all-star game is broken out. Neither side willing or able to stop the other.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Anthony Davis, a great defender by most measurements. But, you know, Brent, some feel his defensive development has plateaued the last few years.
He still gets a lot of blocks, over 2 a game for his entire career thus far. And he doesn't have the same impact that he once did. But, you know, guys are shooting a lot more three-point shots, Kevin. So if you could find a way for AD to get from the lane out to a Steph Curry 28-footer, Alvin Gentry's listening.
2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And Anthony Davis is just as complete a player on the offensive end as you're going to find. Great facing up, great mid-range, plays with the back to the basket. One of the things that is his best quality, Kevin, that does not get talked about much, is just how devastating he is in transition. One of the game's greatest runners and finishers. And when you're playing with a point guard who will advance the ball, he becomes that much more dangerous.
Irving kicks to Brown. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Brown. And that's 11 points for Horford.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. And Brent, for Davis in his offense, the stat lines he can put up are just jaw-dropping.
Man, even from a historic standpoint, very few big men can dominate a game in the multitude of ways that AD can. Incredibly quick with his decision-making. He's really got great footwork. And with his length, he has the easiest time getting a shot off any switch. I mean, it's just an automatic mismatch. He is truly a special player.
Payton kicks to Holiday. Down low, Randall. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Randall's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
No doubt, without these contributions, they'd be in a much deeper hole in this one, no question.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And Brown really forcing the issue there on the drive, making the opposition get physical with it.
First free throw is good.
And the vertical that Brown has is pretty impressive, as relentless a finisher as you'll find in our league.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Boston. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Pelicans trail by 8. Johnson kicks to Holiday. He feeds it to Payton. From the corner, another one falls for New Orleans.
And something that Elfrid Payton keeps working on tirelessly, trying to knock down more and more shots in that range.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
Brown against Holiday. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Morris. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. Tatum kicks to Horford. Pass to Morris. Brown outside. Back to Morris. The 3 ball. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Yeah, maybe the shot selection in the first half took him out of a rhythm, but in the second half, he's making everything.
Payton outside. Knocked loose. Here's Randall. Gets it to fall, and now he's 10 of 15 on the game.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
Brown the pass to Morris. Back to Brown. In the corner, Irving with it. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Johnson's got the ball over Tatum. Johnson can't hit.
Well, he's using the force, but in the worst way possible right now. He just needs to dial it back and look to work the ball around the floor to his teammates.
One team owner proposed that we should abolish the draft and have free agency for rookies, maybe giving lesser teams a bigger pool of money to spend. Just some of the ideas these teams are in the league is throwing out there.
Well, that's an interesting idea. The one that I heard about last summer was in Houston, trying to flip-flop free agency and the draft so that all of a sudden what you can do is draft players after it is that you've made all your free agent acquisitions, so you could draft positionally. You know you're set up for your team next year. And the more I've thought about that, Kevin, coming into the season, the more I like it. So we'll see what kind of traction that gets.
That one is no good.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
Here's Davis. And Boston with the rebound. Morris has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Horford kicks to Brown. Inside and stolen by Payton. Holiday against Brown. Holiday left side. Passes it to Randall. 6 to shoot. Here's Payton. Trying to get open. It's Davis. Second shot opportunity. Tries yet again. Payton dishes to Davis. Over Irving. That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Davis.
Oh, there's a lot to like about that shot. Particularly Anthony Davis saying, I'm up for the challenge.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Well, many people had some high expectations for Elfrid Payton when he was drafted 10th in 2014. His offensive game has come along nicely. He sees the floor. He scores on the inside. I don't think he'll ever be a perimeter threat. And defensively, he could be a little bit more active.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. To the paint, it's stolen by Randall. Payton drives in. Outside Holiday. Pass to Johnson. Here's Davis. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. The pass to Johnson. Puts it up from 15. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Boston. They've led by as many as 11 points. Dishes it to Morris. There's Brown with the 3. Can't hit that one. And New Orleans will come the other way. Here's Johnson. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Tatum passes to Brown. Irving against Payton. Irving drives in, and he uses the glass on the layup. Irving's got 15 points here in the second half.
No stopping Kyrie on the drive right there, getting to the basket with ease.
Davis surveying the floor. Poked loose. Irving finds Horford, and Davis sends it back.
Love that D from Davis, rises up and swats that shot away.
Just 5 on the clock. Boston needs to get off a shot, and on the way from Irving for 3. Good D by Payton. Pelicans trail by 6. Outside, Davis. And Holiday has it in the corner. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. On the wing, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth. Irving kicks to Tatum. Back to Irving. And Davis sends it back. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another. And you need both elements working together.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're behind by 8. A minute 20 left in the fourth quarter of this one. New Orleans making a switch here. Moore's checked in. A minute 20 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Davis. Bucket is good. Davis has got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, with the game's outcome hanging in the balance, Davis does exactly what he needs to do. A gigantic shot from their big man.
In the corner. Tatum with it. Kicks it to Morris. Shoots. Tatum's shot is off. The Pelicans shooting well. 50% from the floor. Loads it up for Davis. Money!
Well, AD defining the word clutch on that one. Huge shot there.
Boston's gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Payton against Irving. Outside Tatum. He kicks to Morris. Just 5 to shoot. On its way from Irving for two. Bank shot, no good.
Clock's ticking. They got to get up a shot.
Yeah, and then you have to foul right away on the inbounds. Maybe the first person who touches the ball.
Randall, it's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
No doubt, professional move all the way, puts the team on his back when it matters most.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game out.
Boston with the ball. They've led by as many as 11 points. And now we've got the intentional foul. He gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Perfect from the line. It's now a 2-possession game.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They trail by 4. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Well, I mean, if they can score, then they're going to have to foul immediately.
Well, I'm sure that's part of the discussion, not whether to foul, but maybe who.
There's 18 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Davis dishes to Johnson. Sinks it.
Well, you know, Davis, and he knows, is going to draw the attention of multiple defenders, and that time connects with a teammate to get it done.
And now they foul and stop the clock. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
They have a chance to tie it up.
That next shot has to come from behind the arc. Only a 3 is going to save him.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
I feel like Kyrie is just never afraid of the challenge in front of him. Tougher the situation, seems like the tougher he plays.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. I like the fact that he took his time at the line and simply did what he does, practice his routine and seal it.
So we see Boston get the win here. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Big numbers for you tonight, and I always wonder what it's like to be in a zone like that offensively.
It was amazing. More importantly, we got the win, and I couldn't have done it without my teammates. They did a heck of a job of competing every single minute of this game. It took everybody's effort from our bench. It took a 15-man effort, and I'm glad we got the win.
15 men, but one man was the difference. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.